JuJu Smith-Schuster news going back to Pittsburgh on a one-year deal. What's your reaction to this decision?
I was a little surprised by it. I've mentioned a few times that I think JuJu was a good fit for Baltimore and what they do on offense. He's a tough, reliable blocker, good over the middle of the field. I know people look at Baltimore and Lamar and they see the lack of yards for wide receivers, but that part of the field where JuJu would be used in the slot is an area that Lamar is very comfortable throwing to. It just seemed like a good chance for him to play on a rising team. With Kansas City, I can see why perhaps if he's looking at a prove-it deal, he'd want to go back to Pittsburgh where he's the unquestioned number one rather than being one of many with the Chiefs. But again, that Pittsburgh offense was struggling towards the end of last season. JuJu Smith-Schuster himself, while he had a lot of targets, he had the shortest depth of target of any receiver in the NFL. And frankly, I don't see it improving with Ben Roethlisberger. So emotionally, that's one thing, and that's up to him. And clearly, he's got a connection to that team and city. But just from an on-the-field perspective, it didn't really make a ton of sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. From the outside looking in, the Ravens were the better situation. JuJu is not the one in Pittsburgh. Like, everybody knows JuJu from his videos and all of that, but Chase Claypool is being groomed to be the one. And obviously his receivers around him, Deontay, and his receivers around him that have that talent and showed a lot of ability and capability. But I think Chase Claypool is being groomed to be the number one guy in Pittsburgh. It blows my mind that JuJu didn't decide to go to the Baltimore Ravens from a football standpoint. Now, obviously, he has his personal reasons and all of those things that I can't speak to. I don't know what JuJu was thinking. But looking at football context, Lamar Jackson is starving for a guy that he can get the ball to. The Baltimore Ravens need to evolve their passing game like I've been screaming for the last months, as well as a run game that's going to allow you to be one-on-one a lot when all of those safeties are being dropped down in the box, and Lamar Jackson's ability to get you the football. So from a football standpoint, I don't understand it. And maybe it's not for me to understand. Maybe JuJu has a clear picture of what will transpire in Pittsburgh. But when I'm looking at Baltimore, and you mentioned that Mina Kimes a month ago, like this is the spot, this is where we could see JuJu really thriving and becoming one of those guys in the Baltimore offense that they may end up paying for the future and going forward based on his performance. Going back to Pittsburgh, to me, you're just recycling your ability to be a two. You weren't a two when AB was there, and I don't think you're going to be, you weren't a one when AB was there, and I don't think you're going to be a one now.
Listen, y'all got on here and y'all was nice. Y'all ain't come up with the Corvette. Y'all wasn't talking money. Be honest. JuJu ain't have the offers, y'all. This decision is as foolish as Uzi Vert, who's in that song, getting a pink diamond put right here in the middle of his head. He's not going to be the guy in Pittsburgh. He's not going to get the amount of targets that he wants to get. It's not going to be like playing in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes, where you know the pass game is huge. You know you'll get your opportunities. Or being with Lamar Jackson, where you're a BO number one that will be targeted in a spot that Lamar Jackson targets often, where he's prolific in passing. No, you went to Pittsburgh because the grass wasn't greener. Because let's remember, Pittsburgh's not allowing you to be you no more anyway, right? He talks about you embraced me as a 21-year-old through the struggles and all this. Nah, bro, you had to stop dancing on logos because people were flatlining you and then saying they were flatlining you because you were dancing on logos while y'all were in the losing streak. So no, you aren't Pittsburgh. You aren't Pittsburgh-like. You don't really act like a Steeler. Other places would have been better, but they didn't want to give you the money. They didn't want to give you the long-term deal. So stop with the performing arts, right? Stop with the Wolf of Wall Street. And it was gonna take a wrecking ball to get me out of Pittsburgh. No, it was just gonna take a better deal. And you ain't get it. And that's okay. Because Pittsburgh's a great place. I'm a dude who took a deal that started at $5 million less than somebody else, than the Pittsburgh Steelers offered me to stay. I get that. But I ain't do all this stuff around it. I went back. I played football. I went to another Super Bowl. I went to a Pro Bowl. Everybody loved it. I loved it. My family was happy. I was rich enough. Just go play ball, JuJu. This wasn't the time for you. Maybe next year will be.
Well, strong stuff there, obviously, from our former
Mina.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Go ahead.
Hey, Mina and Phil.
Yeah, what do you got?
Mina and Phil and Shefty. The other day, RC told me I hated Jared Goff. He hate JuJu.
Now
That is not true. That is not true.
All right, well, we can hash that out later on.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.